All right, good morning. Just need to talk about a little shop safety today. Most of the accidents I've seen over the years all involve either someone not following basic safety rules, losing respect for the machine, messing around, or just basically ignoring some common sense safety measures. So, one of the first things you can do, real important, is always wearing a pair of safety glasses. And I know some students make a big deal about wearing them, but you're only wearing them for a couple minutes. You really don't look that bad in them. I mean, they're just plastic. I mean, they're there to protect your eyes. So, you should never feel embarrassed wearing them or feel goofy wearing them. It's just how it is. A lot of times they just need cleaned off a little bit. Find some cotton. Your cotton shirt works really good for trying to clean these off. If you find that they're fogging up, that means you have them too close to your face. So you have to pull them away just a little bit so some air can get behind them, and that will help keep them from fogging up. And yet, still some people have a little trouble with that, so you just have to wipe them off a little bit more, and that will help out. Ear protection, that's going to be up to you. It's always a good idea to wear ear protection if a machine is really loud. My son calls them ear gloves, and those are a good way to try to help you out. The earplugs, the ones that go in your ear, you have to roll those and then push them in your ear and then let them expand. So the proper way to insert them is to pull your earlobe down, roll the earplug, push it into your ear, and then let go. And obviously you're not going to jam it really far in because there's kind of a stopper to, so to speak, but that helps keep that away. You're not in there a really long time, so I don't worry about the ear protection quite as much, but it's always a good idea to protect yourself where you can. The tennis shoes, you should be wearing something with closed face, some type of closed-faced shoes. So tennis shoes are okay. You really don't want to wear sandals or flip-flops or slippers, something that if you drop something on your foot, it'll really mess you up. So you really want to kind of watch for that. I know that over the years I've dropped a couple things on my feet, and man, it has really caused me a lot of unnecessary pain. So something to kind of think about with that. Work gloves are always a good idea, some type of glove to protect your hands from splinters and other things like that. When you're in the shop, you're trying not to yell or scream across the room. If you're using any stains or finishes, you're trying not to mix them. You always want to read the label on those. All the stains and the finishes, they're going to go in a flammable storage container because they can actually spontaneously combust. And obviously we don't want that to happen. So anything that has oil on it or stain or finish needs to go in the red flammable container storage cabinet that's on the ground. So that's kept off the ground a little bit, has a lid on it. So if it does catch on fire, it's not really going to have enough oxygen to do a whole lot. One other hazard we have in the shop is we use compressed air. So we use compressed air for many of the machines, and in fact, I have an air compressor right here with some compressed air. And so this is just highly compressed air. It runs at about 90 to 150 psi, depending on where it's set at the moment. But usually the lowest it's set at is about 90. So 90 psi, pounds per square inch, is quite a bit of force, right? So we have this nozzle that we use to clean machines and other things. And it's really not meant to blow yourself clean with. That's not really what it's designed for. It's designed for, cleaning machines and stuff, not necessarily cleaning people. So if you're using this, you're never pointing this at another person, and you never want to put it up against your skin, okay? Because what can happen, and I know this sounds terribly scary, but the air can get pushed into your bloodstream, and then when that little bubble of air gets to your brain, it can cause an aneurysm, which can lead to death. So really important not to put compressed air up against your skin. It's only used, we just have to use it for cleaning some things that we can't get to some other way. So that's really what the intent of the compressed air is. It should never be put up against the skin. Another big thing in the shop is not wearing things that could get caught in the machine. So this sweatshirt here, I don't have any cords. I'm not wearing a tie. If you had cords or a tie, you would tuck that in. You don't want to wear a necklace or bracelets or anything that can get caught in a machine. I have a story where I got caught in a machine once that I'll have to tell for a Monday story. But it is could be super dangerous and very unpleasant. So it's really embarrassing too. So you don't want to get caught up in a machine or anything. So make sure your clothes should be tucked in, and that will prevent a lot of that. You never want to yell around the room or run around the room. Like I said, just a lot of really good common sense things.